Cleveland School of Science and Medicine, Greek, Athanasi 1 Alpha video lecture. Standards we're going to be covering in the lecture will be the noun declensions, both Latin and Greek, subject, equational, and object phrases in Latin and Greek, and of course the in plus ablative and the n plus dative place phrases. Now the question, of course, is how do you know which word in a sentence is a noun? And as we saw in class, you really don't. Only you know is the definition. Not so for Latin and Greek. Because of the endings, these are unique endings. They will only occur for nouns or adjectives. And we haven't learned adjectives yet, so these are all nouns. Now remember, like in Latin, each noun declension tells what family a noun falls into. First declension are all alpha etas, and they continue on. Now compare those to silwa next door. Thalata, gnome, silwa, always ending in a very feminine A. Thalatan, gnomane, silwam, ending in a nu or an M. Thalate, gnome, silwai. Notice that iota subscript there. That doesn't change the pronunciation, just tells you what case it is. In this case, it's the dative. Genitive, it's not as pretty. Thalates, gnome, silwai. But the plural nominative, thalatai, gnomai, silwai. Oh my goodness. Thalatas, gnomas, silwas. Oh my goodness. Thalatais, gnomais, silvis. And then, of course, the genitive plural, thalaton, gnomon, silwarum. First, second neuter, and second declension. Straightforward. Anthropos, hortus. So instead of us, you have an os. Anthropon, hortum. So instead of an you have an on. Anthropo, horto, anthropoi, horti, anthropoi, horti, anthropos, hortos, anthropois, hortis, and so on and so on. Neuter plural, ergon bellum, ergo bello, ergu belli, erga bella. So in other words, you know this already. This gives you a chance to reinforce and strengthen your Latin noun declensions and then add the Greek on. Third declension, you just need to know it exists at this stage, but you won't have to worry about it for the national Greek exam. So that just gives you an idea. Now, all these words that are listed in the glossary or at the bottom of the page, they tell you right here what that declension follows. It's just like if it ended in us, it'd follow second declension. Really, Reverend Greg? Yeah, check it out. Their second declension. So it follows os. Oh, okay, this is easy. We've seen this before with Latin. Anthropos, same situation, second declension. Auturgos, second. Eheorte, it's going to be first declension. You can see that it'd be first alpha, first eta, you can say it, but it's all first declension. Hokoros, the dance, that's where you get the word choreography, meaning what? Oh, it's second declension. Same idea here. Hey, crine ends in eta in the nominative, therefore first. Moving on. Let's take a look at what it means. A subject phrase is that which does the verb. An object phrase is done to by the verb. Prepositional phrase makes the relation of a noun into a relationship with the verb, or in other words, turns a noun or pronoun in the preposition into an adverb describing where, when, how. So here's a nice Greek sentence where I'll start with the verb, and I've given you the verb already. It means lift. And from this, we see auturgos, that os ending tells you it's nominative, and a subject phrase. The farmer lifts what? Ton lithon, accusative plus no other signals, or object phrase. So the farmer lifts a stone. So remember, this can be anywhere. Like Latin, accusatives can be any placement you want. You have to say the farmer lifts the rock because that tells you lift is the verb. Who's doing the lifting? The farmer. And what's being lifted? The rock. So how do you know that The farmer is doing the lifting and not the rock. Only word order in English. Latin, not really. Greek, same story, not at all. So let's take that verb esten, which is est in Latin, is. There's an equational construction, therefore we need a subject. The farmer is, what's this? What's this? What phrase is that? It's equational. It's not an object phrase. Est verbs are different than normal verbs. You can't make an accusative object phrase. That's why when you say, is it I or is it me? It's always I, the nominative. We'll talk about that in English later. So the farmer is large. So look at this right here. Farmer is Athenian. You can do it any number of ways. But quick notice, the subject phrase has this definite article in front of it. The equational does not. Just so you know in the future. Freak out. New language, you're going to learn things. But here you go. What do you do first? Without being bright students. And I know that you'll do well. Remember, if you have any questions,